My name is Arman. I am the operations guy. I used to do finance and HR. I still do, but I also do a lot of other things. I've done digital marketing. I've done sales. I've done account management. I have done a bit of designing, also video production. I do also manage things like collecting money, making sure we pay people, making sure the staff has parking, pay the bills, and making sure our funding comes in. Okay. The expat hiring process is actually quite faster than the normal way because we have the MSc status. We actually use their expat service center that kind of skips a lot of things. Something that would normally take the immigrations like 1 month, we only have it in 2 weeks. So stage one, which requires us to submit things like what's their soft copy of their passport, their certificates, and all the necessary documents. Immigrations takes 1 month. We only get it for 2 weeks, and then they move on to stage two, which again takes another month. But because of MSc status and expats, we only did it for another 2 weeks. So we actually hired someone from Indonesia in about a month, but it does cost money. Roughly about because the expat center has their own fees, so that's like 1,000 plus, and then immigrations has a bit of fees as well. That one's only in the few hundreds, but it depends on the country. So I'd say about 1,008 to 2,000 plus. If he quits tomorrow, basically we'll just terminate his contract, terminate his visa, and he has to leave immediately. Disappointed because I put in a lot of effort to do it. It does require a lot of things. I have to go to cyber to submit stuff. But shit happens, so just deal with it, move along, and get somebody else that's reliable. Plus, try to make sure that the next guy that comes along is legit. Is not gonna make a lot of trouble. Actually appreciates what we do for him. First no-go is because I'm a grammar Nazi, so typos. Typos is the first thing because you do put quite a lot of time into your resume. I mean, you spend hours on it, and you should go through it, at least 2 or 3 times. And if you have a typo, then you're not paying attention to detail enough. That's one of the things which as a startup, you need people who pay attention to detail. I mean, there's people who have the overall thinking part, but there's also the people that you need to have that can see everything. So attention to detail is one of it. Another thing is energy, I guess. I mean, I'm the lowest energy, you can tell, the lowest energy person in the office, but at least be able to fit into the team. Not so you do my thing, I do your thing. Very cooperative. Not a loner, because there's some people who are loners. I mean, even our developers go out with us, so that shows something about our company. Yes, once in a while I do. So far there have been nice ones that they actually kept onto the payment terms, if any. There are some where even agency, they just straight away pay on the platform. They're not I need time to pay because my finance is blah 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 blah. But there are the more difficult ones that we have to fill in the vendor forms. Those are the ones that you usually have to chase, and I usually ask Keith because he's in contact with the person directly, so it's faster that way if they already know that person. Yes, they chase me, they chase Firdaus, they chase Ilani, they chase a lot of people for payment. I actually got another request this morning saying, "Hi, my money hasn't come in yet. Can you check?" From Iliani. It's the same guy, and we've actually told him the process over and over again, where we only process on a certain day, so please expect it at the end of that week. Okay, so the first thing is you need to know we only process it on Monday. So it doesn't matter what time. If you submit after midnight, 12:01 Monday, it's gonna go in next week. Okay, that's the first thing that you need to know. And the second thing is, I need to check whether you have send me your IC, because I need to verify whether you are the correct person that I'm paying out to. Just make sure somebody might hack your account. And the third one I need to check is whether you are paying to a company account. If it's a company account, I need to actually get an invoice because it's an audit accounting thing. I can't avoid that. If everything is okay, let's say I got everything on Monday itself, by the end of the week, you should have your payment already. Pretty simple. Well, the IC is a precautionary measure as well. I mean, like I said, if let's say your name is ABC and then the person that withdraws the name is CDE, then I will get that person's IC. So if it's not the right one, then I won't pay to that person, so your money is still safe. That's one. But if I could have avoided it, yeah, I mean, if you can just like click, just verify that this is me. If there's a way to do that, then I would gladly do that, because the IC thing is quite a hassle, because after what happens after you click withdraw is much more complicated. Most immediate two hires are sales and also digital marketer. Sales in general, just because we are short of salespeople. We have one which handles a lot of things, and a lot of times a lot of other people who are doing other things have to help pitch in, just because it's just a lot of work. So sales is one. The second one is digital marketing, simply because we are a platform, so people should be able to find us online. And I think the visits are just not enough. Maybe our ads not good enough, or our Google ads not good enough, Facebook ads. So yeah, the person that's doing digital marketing needs to know Google ads, Facebook ads, Instagram ads, SEO, SEM, those kind of things. Person who's doing sales needs to know how to manage their deals, needs to be able to talk, to be able to call people and just be act like you've known them for a long time. Okay, so let me just say the situation. So it was actually my colleague was on the phone with my CEO. My colleague was on the phone with her, and she didn't say that she was on loudspeaker, and I was sitting right next to her, to my colleague, as they were talking. And I can't remember exactly what happened, but somewhere along the line it said, "Oh, Armar, I think we might have to let him go." I was like, okay. I paused kejap, but then my colleague said, "Oh, when?" Actually, Armar's here next to me. Yeah, I mean, I guess my only advice would just be tell that person first, don't tell other people. Well, yeah, it is my first startup, and I honestly didn't know what to expect, because I came from a family of corporates. Like, my dad worked in the same company for 30 years. So did my mom, and my sister is also still in corporate, and pretty much my whole family. I'm the only one that's in a startup, so I did not know what to expect. But I think what I wanted was, I knew that I didn't want to work corporate. I mean, it's just different. I had to do an internship when I was in the States. It's a lot of processes and a lot of time frames where they only promote a certain number of people within a certain time frame. So if they fill the quota, even though you did well, they can't promote you just because of that. So there's that kind of thing, and a lot of red tape as well. Whereas in a startup, I feel like my time here has been quite flexible. I mean, I've changed a lot of jobs, like sales, account management, to end-to-end account management and sales to finance, HR. So I feel that I've learned a lot more here in the 1 year than I did in my 8 months of internship and working at the same space. Even though, yeah, okay, I did very well there, but I learned a lot more here. Basically, for me, I would just say keep trying, keep learning. Don't know, just ask. Don't be annoying though. Just try not to be annoying. But if it doesn't work the first time, just try a different way. Just don't give up, basically, because you never know what you can do, and until you try. So if you like what I said, if you like what we do, please do like, share, comment, and subscribe. If you want to work with SushiVid, send me your resume and CV. I will see what I can do for you. My email is probably somewhere down in the description or wherever. I don't know where they want me to put.